2 years ago, Thirtyvirus made a video about how to get every talisman and in what order. A year after that, he made another video, the exact same video, but then updated with the new talismans. A year on from that, I decided that I would make a video, but updated. There are a couple of things I just want to mention before I start the guide. 1. Any talismans or accessories from the Nether update are not included. 2. A lot of common and uncommon accessories, they basically can't be sold on bin or buy it now, and you can only auction them, and sometimes getting these talismans is very difficult, which is often why I would always recommend just grinding out the collection yourself and just crafting it yourself. 3. I won't be including the bingo talisman because, I mean, let's be real, everyone hates bingo. 4. When you start the game, make it a priority to get redstone minions because, trust me, you will regret it if you don't have a good talisman bag. And also, you should make sure you get the community accessory bag upgrades. Finally, prices will inevitably fluctuate, so don't worry if some of the numbers in this video are a bit different to whenever you see this, and also, if there are any mistakes, please tell me in the comments. Timestamps in the description. Also, this video took a ton of work, so if you could spend 2 seconds of your time to subscribe, I'd appreciate it a lot. Anyways, that's it for the intro, let's get on with the guide. Last thing, because I realised that this guide would likely take over 1.5 hours, I decided to split this into 4 parts. Early game, mid game, late game, and end game, which would hopefully also help you guys into knowing what talisman to get and what stage of the game you are. So starting off with the farming talisman. The farming talisman, it's unlocked in Wheat Collection 4, which is 500 wheat. So the first thing when you join the game, you should probably grab a rookie hoe for 10 coins, then run to the wheat area and just start harvesting wheat, and soon enough you'll just be able to craft the farming talisman, and it only costs 5 hay bales and 4 seeds. The second talisman you should get is the speed talisman. Now this is crafted in another collection. It's speed 2, so sugarcane 2, and it only requires 250 collection. So to get there, you just go into the desert, mushroom desert, which I think is about farming 5, and you just run down here and you just get some sugarcane, and the recipe costs barely anything, so you'll be able to get it really quickly. So the next accessories, they're bought from the adventurer. Now these are the zombie, skeleton, village affinity, and mine affinity. So these ones cost 2,500 each, and these ones cost 500, and they're just a really easy set of common talismans to get really early game. The next talisman I'm going to say is the Talisman of Coins. Now this is in Emerald Collection 2, which requires only 100 emeralds, so it's really not very hard. Just mine emeralds for a bit, and the actual talisman, the talisman itself costs, so just 20 emeralds and 5 ingots, and it just gives you some coins, which isn't really that good, but still. Next is the magnetic talisman. So this is obtained in just the next collection of an emerald. Is 250 emeralds, and it requires 2 stacks of emeralds and half a stack of redstone, which you can just get really easily by just mining for a bit. And this also increases the pickup range by 3 times, which is really useful. So next up is the Campfire Initiate badge. So to get this, you need to just have access to the park and go up one of these. You might have to forage for a bit to get the levels, but so you just travel to the end of this island, and you'll find Ryan. So someone's already doing it here. So what you do is you just speak to Ryan, and he'll tell you to do the trial, and you just stand in like this fire for 10 seconds, and you'll almost definitely survive. And once you do that, you just get the talisman from him. So next is the frozen chicken. Now the frozen chicken is a talisman you can get, which is from the Jerry event, which is not happening right now. So, but when the Jerry event happens, you just speak to the like the chicken at the top of the mountain, and you just ride your chicken through the hoops. And this has no your stats really don't matter. It's just you just ride the chicken through the hoops, and I bet there's like tutorials and stuff explaining it online, so just follow that. Next is the Melody's hair. So to get this, you need to have access to the park and access to the Savannah Woodland. So what you do is you just go over here and you speak to Melody. Now, to get the talisman, or Melody's hair, you have to complete every single song. Now, this is sort of quite a, not controversial, but you get the point. Because this talisman, getting this, is really dependent on your ping, on whereabouts in the world you live. However, there are some tips I have which make it easier to complete this. So firstly, the first thing I should recommend is you turning up your GUI scale. Now turning this up to large or auto is a bit excessive, but this makes it a lot easier and it just makes the melody type a lot easier. The second thing, although it does look horrible in fairness, the second thing is rebinding your... Do you want to turn this off? This is horrible. So the next thing is rebinding your pick block to your bottom one and rebinding your attack and destroy. Now, you may be confused about what this does. What this does is that essentially massively decreases the input delay of when you actually click on the block, and this can sometimes lead to missing it because of your ping. And finally, just a nice thing that sometimes helps is using a texture pack, which is better for some texture packs are really not very clear. So yeah, if you use a texture pack which makes the GUI look cleaner or more clear, then yeah, I would recommend using that as well. So the next talisman is the Yellow Rock of Love. Now to get this, you need to go from the Savannah Woodland into the Jungle Island. Now go up here and travel across to this island. Now when you see him, Romero won't be here, it'll just be Juliet, and she'll say, oh, I want to find Romero or something like that. And she says she needs a quest item from Romeo. Now to get this, what you have to do is you have to travel down. So you have to mine some gold ore from, I think it's this location. Now this will give you some yellow rocks or something, gold rocks or yellow rocks or something like that. But it will be different to normal golden ingots. Now what you do is you take these, you take one of them and you go down to Romeo. Now he'll be in the cave down here. And yeah, he'll just be probably about here or something. You speak to him and then he'll give you the poorly wrapped rock, I think. And when you return this to Juliet about over there, then she'll give you the Yellow Rock of Love. So this is the next upgrade to the shiny yellow rock, or whatever it's called. So to get this, all you need to do is just collect 15 poppies, and this can be collected from Marco, or the flowerbirds outside Marco. And you just give this to Romero and he'll be standing somewhere here. And in return, he'll give you a rose bouquet. Now what you do is you just travel to the park and you just give it to Juliet and she'll upgrade your shiny yellow rock to a Yellow Rock of Love. So the Mediocre Ring of Love is just another upgrade to the Rock of Love, the Ring of Love. And to get this, you just need to collect 64 emeralds, and this can be bought at Bazaar or you can mine it yourself. And you just travel over to the graveyard, which is over here, and you'll find Romero at this emerald altar. And once you give him the emeralds, he'll give you a fake emerald altar, which is the quest item, and you just return this to Juliet in the park and she'll upgrade your Ring of Love. Next is a vaccine talisman. So to get the vaccine talisman, this is in the graveyard, and all you need to do is you just kill zombies until you get 9 poisonous potatoes. You also need to have potato collection free, which you can just get from collecting potatoes in the barn. And you just collect potatoes, and yeah, I've just got a poisonous potato right there. They're not very hard to get, and you should be able to get them really, really quickly, so yeah. The next up, it's another upgrade of the Campfire quest. So the quest to get the Campfire Adept badge, this does 500 damage, and so the only thing you just need like a fairly mid-game armor set, and it might be a good idea to have like a healing item like the Wand of Mending, for instance. This will to be able to survive 500 health really isn't that hard, and you probably should be able to do it. And yeah. So next up we have the Raggedy doll and honed shark tooth necklaces. So how you get this is by crafting, and this requires no collection, so anyone can craft it. So the first one requires, I believe it's where is it? Aha, here it is. 8 shark fins and 1 nerf shark teeth. This will probably cost about 2 to 3k, which really isn't much at all. And that's for the Raggedy. So to upgrade it to the dull one, all you need is 4 nerf shark teeth, and this is actually cheaper, which only costs about 1k. Now, to upgrade it to the honed shark tooth necklace, you need to buy 4 blue shark teeth. So this will probably cost around 10k, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely worth it because it's a rare accessory, which is quite good. And also it gives you 6 strength, which is quite useful. So next up we have the wolf paw. Now this is obtained in the spruce woods, and I think it's by speaking to Gustav over here. So all you need to do is this is 18, but I've done this. So you just need to complete the race in, I think it's under 30 or 32 seconds or something like that. And the cheapest way to complete this is probably using a grappling hook. And so if I just quickly do it, I'm just going to run. And yeah, and you'll finish. And yeah, that's just how you do the thing. And then I think you have to do it once, and then you speak to him, and then you do it for the actual one, and then you speak to him, and then you get the wolf paw. So the next accessory is the pig's foot. Now, to get to the end, you need combat 12. And to get this, you just walk up here, up these stairs, and talk to Goober. Now, you just talk to him, and you do the end race a couple of times, so I'm just going to show you how you do this. Make sure you don't want to fall into the dragon's nest here, because I mean, you probably won't have like anything to break your fall, so you might end up dying, which isn't great. So this here, you go upstairs, and just go across the dragon's nest. You go not here, you go in here, then up here, through here, here. It depends what way you want to do it. Actually, I don't think that was a great way, but yeah, you just go through there and come back here, and then you just talk to Goober, and then you get the pig's foot. So the next talisman is the King's Talisman. Now to get this, you go to the Dwarven Mines. Now the Dwarven Mines costs, you need mining 12 and you need to give Reese a couple of enchanted ores. Now you just follow me into here, you go up these stairs, and you go down here, and you go to the Palace Bridge. So the King Talisman, I forgot to mention, is completely free. So you just go up to here, and you talk to every single one of these kings, and they'll say something. And then, once you talk to every single one, then they'll give you the King Talisman, which is a common talisman, and it gives you, I think, like 1% powder or something. So next up, we have the Scavenger Talisman and the Intimidation Talisman. Now, these are from the adventure, which you've already seen, and they cost 10,000 coins each, which might seem like a lot. These are actually quite good talismans. So the Intimidation Talisman is less good, but the Scavenger Talisman is just an extra scavenger enchant, which is actually will pay itself off quite quickly. So next we have the Zombie Ring, and this is a Slayer recipe, Zombie Slayer Tier 2, and it's an upgrade from the Zombie Talisman, which you probably bought earlier in the Adventurer. It only costs a stack of Revenant Flesh, which really doesn't cost very much at all, like under 1k. And you just put this with a zombie. So once you hit Zombie Slayer 2, which really shouldn't take very long, like 10 minutes max, you just craft it, and yeah, you just get 10% damage reduction from zombies, which is quite good. Now, next is the Gravity Talisman, and this is obtained in Obsidian Collection 3. And so this costs 144 Obsidian. And it gives 1 to 10 strength and defense, which is actually quite good. Now, Obsidian Collection might be quite annoying, so either you can get the collection yourself and place an Obsidian minion down on your island, but if you don't really want to do that and you've already got your minion slots taken up, then there's always the option of just buying off the auction house. So next is another Slayer recipe, and it's the Red Claw artifact. Now this needs Wolf Slayer 1, which is really not very expensive, really not very hard to get. However, you do need to get Zombie and Spider Slayer 2 before it. And once you reach this, you just craft the Red Claw Talisman with 4 wolf teeth and 1 enchanted bone, which costs around 4,000 coins, roughly, which isn't very much, and it gives you 1% crit damage. So the Candy Talisman is an uncommon accessory, and you can buy it from the Fearmonger, which will pop up around here in like the big pumpkin. You can buy this for 16 green candy, and this costs around probably about under 10k, which is not very expensive at all. Moving on to the park, we now into the oak wood place. We have the wood Affinity Talisman. Now this is actually really cheap. However, the one annoying thing about it is that it requires oak wood collection 8, which is 10,000 blocks. Now you can mine this forages manually yourself, but it might take a while, so you can just buy it off the AH if you want to. So next up we have the Rubbish Ring of Love, which is another upgrade. So obviously you want to talk to Juliet over in the park, but to get the next quest item, you need to get one enchanted red mushroom block. I think that's it. And you find Romeo in the Blazing Fortress. Now, I believe he's over here. You go down here, and you go into these stairs, and I think you'll find him in this spot right here. And you just give it to him, and he will give you back the quest item. And once you give it to Juliet, she'll upgrade your Ring of Love. So next is another upgrade to the Ring of Love, and this is the Modest Ring of Love. So what you have to do is you have to brew a Rabbit 6 potion with a cheap coffee, or any coffee, but a cheap coffee is cheaper. So a cheap coffee as its base. It's pretty random, but I guess that's what you have to do. So this is brewed with Rabbit Collection 3, and as you can see, it costs rabbits, and yeah. So once you've brewed these, you just take them up to it's this spot right here, and I think Romero will be here, and you give the potion to him, and he will give you the Chunk of the Moon, which once you give to Juliet, as with all the others, she'll upgrade your ring, and this time I think it gets upgraded to rare. So going back to the park, we now have the Campfire Cultist badge. Now this is another upgrade, and I believe you need, to survive it, you need 1,400, it deals 1,400 true damage. Now, the easiest way, or cheapest way to survive this is with Mushroom Armor. So when you go into the Mushroom Armor, the values of the armor triples, which is actually quite useful. Because if you put Grow 5, it instantly gets 225 health, which is very good for something like this. You can also keep your Wand of Mending to help you, and if you really need it, still, you can use some splash health potions. One more thing I forgot to mention is that you also need to give Ryan 1,000 spruce wood after you've completed the trial.